In today's video, we're going to be talking about how branding your Redbubble shop correctly could potentially lead to returning customers as well as more future sales for you. So if you're ready for this one, please do drop a like as that'll be very much appreciated. And with that said, let's jump straight into this. Hi guys, my name is Phil and welcome to the Money Game YouTube channel. For anyone that's new around here, I make print-on-demand content to both motivate and to give you guys tips and tricks on how you can improve your print-on-demand shops. Now, if this is the first time you're coming across my channel, make sure that you're clicking on that subscribe button with the notification bell switched on. That way you won't miss out on any of my future videos as well as information that can potentially help you to make some extra money online. Now, if you're someone who's looking for some extra help, I also have a free print-on-demand starter guide that's linked down in the description. Check that out, download it. It's filled with a lot of information that I use that actually helped me to get my first few sales online on sites like Redbubble. However, if you are looking to make this into more of a full-time thing, I also have a paid step-by-step guide that's linked down below. As for today, as mentioned, we're going to be talking about Redbubble shop branding. And this involves talking about things such as the banner on your shop, the logo on your shop. As I actually run a few shops myself, I've come to understand the importance of branding and how it actually helps. So hopefully in this video, I'll be able to show you some examples of shops with good branding. And the main aim of this video is to give you guys the tools to be able to learn how to do this for yourself as well. Now, this is an example of something that I'm going to be showing you how to make a little later on in the video. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And this is simple shop branding that could be interchangeable with different colors, different fonts, and a variation of other things. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you 5 shops with branding that I think looks good and branding that you could try implement to your own shops just to step up the game a little bit. This is the first banner we have here. Now, this one's a little bit more complicated. You can see we've got some images and text, unicorns, and then we've got some funky looking text here, and they've actually put their name on this banner and it looks pretty cool. The one downside of this branding would be the logo, in my opinion, mainly because the logo doesn't match with the banner as much. That's something that I would change up, and if you're looking to create a similar branding to this, I would say try to make the logos match. But yes, this is just one example of good branding, and there's many more to come. The second one we have here is this one. It's a lot more simpler. Now the shop, I think it's Chestify, as you can see on the logo, and they've actually blown that up in the banner. Now this is a very simple thing to do, just literally putting text on a banner, but it works and it's effective, as we can see with this shop. Bear in mind, all these shops I'm showing you guys, these are big shops on Redbubble already. These are literally shops that popped up through designs that were on the first page when it comes to t-shirts on Redbubble. So these are shops that know what they're doing. Next shop we have is this one here. Now, as you can see, it's more creative in terms of the banner and the logo. The person who created this is obviously an artist, or they've paid someone to do this. Banners like this are a little bit more complicated, and if you have the skills to create things like this, I would say go ahead and create them. Once again, stuff like this will make customers feel at home, and it'll kind of leave them obliged to return, especially if they like the style of products you have, especially if they like the designs you have. Just looking at the logo, there's a nice little dino theme going on there, and the logo colors match some of the colors in the banner, so that's always good to see. And moving us on to our fourth banner, we have ND Tank. Now this looks really good in my opinion. It's simple but effective. A lot of people think you need to make complicated looking banners to have something that works, something that stands out. But if you have a logo, you can literally make something as simple as this. Obviously, as you can see, they have a logo to match and it looks fairly nice together. And the final shop we have here in terms of the banner example is this one here. Now they've gone with an approach where they've more so showed the designs they have on the shop in the banner. The logo is pretty much a picture of themselves. I know a lot of people do this and there's nothing wrong with this. What I would say is, if you want to go with the same approach, yes, you can put the designs on your shop on your banner. In my opinion, it gives more of an appeal to your shop and people might want to check out your designs even more. Now, as promised, I'm actually going to be going through how I make logos, banners, stuff like that, so you guys can pretty much do something similar if you're interested in that. I make my designs on Photoshop, but I understand not everyone has Photoshop, So you can actually use this free alternative called PhotoP, and you can find this by searching photop.com, and this will come up. And once you have this open, you can literally set up everything the same way you would on Photoshop. Create a new project, and then you can use the dimensions that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Right guys, straight into this. This is the banner example that I made. Now we'll actually put this into a downloadable file. For anyone who has bought my paid course, you guys will get access to this for free. I'll put my main email down in the description, so email me there with proof that you have bought the course, and I'll send you the files for this. And if you haven't bought the course and you still want access to this, I'll put it as a link in the description that you can purchase. If you don't want to pay anything, if you want to do it a free way, you can literally go on PhotoP and try to create something similar yourself. With that said and that out of the way, I'm going to jump straight into this. So what I like to do when it comes to creating banners, I go with more simplified styles. Now this is a prime example of that. I've pretty much put everything into folders there. So if I was creating, let's say, multiple shops, which I have, I usually like to go with different color schemes. And obviously if you're creating your own banner as well, you want to go with a color scheme you feel you like and you feel stands out. So the main colors I usually go for either blue, pink, green, red, or black, which is the standard. What you're seeing over these backgrounds is just a camel texture. So if I take the texture off, the shops will be just the plain colors, and there's nothing wrong with that. Plain colors also work well on backgrounds. This is something that I used to actually do a lot of myself, and it's something that I feel works effectively. Now, once again, if you want to create something like this, if you want to make it stand out quite a lot, you can have a plain background, and then you just want to search for textures that you can put on that background. For example, if I click into this texture, you can see that the opacity is turned down to 34. If I pull it all the way up, it doesn't look as good, but if I bring it back down to 34, it kind of blends into the background a little bit more. Little things like this will make your shop stand out. And when it comes to the shop name, this is something that you can easily change. I just added in some different fonts there, but you can change this to whatever you want. So if I put my shop there, for example, you can see that this is just simple text that you can easily change. I'll quickly get that back to what it said, and I added a few fonts in there that you guys can play around with. Some of the fonts may not be obviously centered, but that's easy to do. If you select this square, you just highlight the canvas, you can actually center that by going on, let's see if I can get this correct. So there's an option that's right at the top, so the move tool. If you click on the move tool, you can actually click on the center option that will allow you to center the text. Or if you can't be bothered doing that, you can literally just drag it in place to wherever you want it to. But yeah, this is something that you can easily do. And with fonts, you can always pick whatever font you want. I just put 3 fonts I feel will cover a variation of different styles of shop, and fonts that I feel would stand out quite a lot. And yeah, that is that when it comes to the font section. This is all easy to do, but I understand a lot of people don't actually know how to do this, which is why I have the template set up. And when you're going to the little social media icons, if you have this file, you literally click into this folder. If you don't have, for example, let's say Facebook, you can click that off. If you don't have Twitter, you can click that off. You can just mix and match, add and click off whatever you want on there or not on there. So yeah, in terms of the banner, these are the simple things I usually like to play around with. I don't make it too complicated because I don't feel that at the end of the day we need complicated banner designs if we want our shop to stand out. You just want a branding that looks professional, which is logo and banner that matches. And as you saw with this one, obviously you can change up the colors of the background. You have the social media logos if you have social media pages that are also created for your shops. And you also have the different fonts that you can change between if you're trying to obviously change up what you have there. Now, another thing you can do if you want to kind of take it an extra step further, you can get images from your shop. You can actually get your design images and add them to the banner just to add a little bit more spice to them. But besides that, you don't have to go too crazy with the banner. You mainly want it to just stand out and to represent your shop correctly. Moving on to the logo, this is what I pretty much created to go alongside the branding of the banner that you saw before. Once again, with the background on this, it's something that you guys can easily change. You don't even have to have the camo option on. You can take that off. But yeah, these are little things that you guys can play around with to have a nice banner. And there we just have a letter, and you can change that letter to whatever you want. It doesn't have to be A. It could be a letter, it could be a name, it could be your shop logo if you have one. And this is something that I feel like is always a nice touch, especially with Redbubble shops and branding. Once again, for anyone that has got my paid course, make sure to be emailing me if you want this template, and I'll send this for you guys for free. And yeah, for everyone else, obviously you can either purchase the template or you could try to recreate this for yourself either on Photoshop or PhotoP if you don't have Photoshop. I know a lot of you guys as well use Canva to create things like this, but you might not be able to create something similar to this if you're using Canva, which is why I recommend using PhotoP, because it pretty much has all the features that Photoshop has. Right guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you found this useful, and I hope this can allow you guys to upgrade your shop logos and shop banners if you haven't done this already. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, as that'll be very much appreciated. If you made it this far, down in the comment section, comment down upgrade if you've got to this point of the video, and I'll try to respond to as many of you guys as possible. And guys, always remember that everything is rigged in your favor, and manifest success.